Fandom, how's it going? It's your boy Hardcover, and today we're taking a look at the deluxe edition of X-O Manowar. This is the weekly Valiant. Back around 2011, when the Valiant universe was first starting to reboot, X-O Manowar was one of the first books that Valiant announced. And with good reason. X-O is a fairly popular character in the comic book universe, at least if you're somebody that grew up in the 1990s like myself. X-O Manowar centers around the character of Arik of Dacia. Now, Arik is what is known as a Visigoth. Visigoth were pretty much badass medieval warriors who fought Romans. And at the beginning of the story, Arik is with his men, and they are about to fight the Romans on this huge battlefield, when all of a sudden Arik notices that these aren't your traditional Romans. No, they are aliens. As you would imagine, Arik loses the battle, and him and his warriors end up being captured by these evil aliens known as the Vine, and they're made to work in these really just decomposing fields. It's not a really pretty sight. Years pass and Arik plans what is essentially a breakout. He's able to escape the shackles along with a few of his men, and he stumbles upon what is basically their god, this armor called Shanhara. For all intents and purposes, Shanhara is basically just a more badass version of the Iron Man armor, and I really mean more badass version. I love this armor. It's really cool, some of the stuff that it can do. It shoots rockets, it shoots lasers, it pretty much does everything he needs to have it do, including regrowing lost limbs. Arik is able to escape with his life and is transported to 2012, where he crash lands on Earth and doesn't know where he is. And you have the setup for pretty much one of the most badass fish out of water stories that I've read in a really long time. If you've heard this story before, it's because it's a trope that's used countless times in pretty much any form of entertainment. You have a character that he finds an item and throws him into the future or the past. He's basically a man at a time, and he's got to figure out how to get back to where he was. But I will say this, the author of this story, Robert Venditti, really does a great job in telling a really cohesive and fun tale. With that said, the writer of the story, Robert Venditti, knows all these tropes, and he uses them in only the most sparing way, in ways that affect the story and progress it. And for that, I'm going to give him credit. I love this story. I really did dig everything else about this. The trope aside, I thought it was a really fun ride all the way through. The Vine are pretty much your stereotypical alien invaders. There's not much else going on here in regards to them. They're basically just there for X-O to have something to cut through like a hot knife through butter. But I will say that I love the little added touch of them worshipping the armor. Just adds a little bit more depth to otherwise countless minions. As a side note, I love the character of Ninjak. Ninjak is introduced in this, and he is badass. He almost steals the book for me, and I can't wait for me to get into the Ninjak stories that Matt Kent has written. I'm super excited to finally dive into that. So at this point, you're probably thinking, Hardcover, shut up and let's know what this book comes with that doesn't come in the trade paperback. So let's dive in. Okay, for those of you that are new to my channel, this is the point in the video where I go over what you are getting in this deluxe edition hardcover. I dug the hell out of this book, and as an overall package, it's not bad. However, I do have one complaint that I'm going to get into in a minute. X-O Manowar Deluxe Edition, lane 1. Flip it open. Black, nothing too special here. You got the silver X-O Manowar. Let's take a look at the back, just real quick. Boop. War is coming. And it's, stereotypical standard stuff for a deluxe edition hardcover. Nothing too crazy here. Nothing too out of the ordinary or mind-blowing. We're going to keep flipping. And this was a nice little touch. You're getting the covers between every single issue, and you're getting, if this was a trade paperback, which issues will be included in the first arc or the first trade paperback. You're getting the covers shown here in a small way. Pretty cool. Nice little touch. You're also getting a timeline here. I dug that. That's really, really cool that they decided to do that. Adds a little bit more depth to everything that's going on and a little more weight, so you know and can follow the story better. Yeah, the first complaint that I have of this overall package is the binding. The binding is super tight, ridiculously tight on this, and it's a bit of a minor complaint, but still there is some gutter loss, and I had to flatten out certain pages in order to make it work. Man, Carrie Nord's art is just so gorgeous here. Ah, goodness. Really beautiful stuff. To avoid spoilers, I'm just going to go ahead and jump to the back of this book. You're going to see a cut real quick because, yeah, we're just going to take a look at special features. As an overall package, I got to say, you're getting a lot here. I was really impressed. Over 40 pages of special features in here. Bravo, Valiant. You really knew how to put together a pretty good deluxe edition. You're getting character concepts, cover galleries, things like that, sketches, commentary. I really dug that. Kind of 3D models. You could see kind of the design that they use to go over and to render and produce a character. Really cool stuff. I dug that. Same thing here. Sketches again, concept art. You know, the artists typically tend to work out concept art. They kind of sketch ideas and then they go over it, refine it, and keep passing over it and making it better. So that's really cool that they included that here. And beautiful pencils. Man, I really want this framed on a wall. Just look at this image. Oh, so great. So badass. I really dug this a lot. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Pretty much standard stuff that you're getting in any hardcover edition. Carrie Nord and Lee Garbett handle art duties for the most part here, and Carrie Nord is a really good artist. I think he's actually my favorite artist out of the whole Valiant bunch that I've read so far, and I gotta hand it to him. There are some really beautiful single page panels here that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want that framed on my wall. That looks absolutely badass, the way you angled the camera and the way you drew this Shanhara armor. I guess if I had one criticism is that I felt that a few panels were a bit rushed. They were a bit rough anatomically wise. There are a few moments where I'm looking at some things and I'm going, is that a foot? Is that a kneecap? I'm not entirely sure. However, the splash pages that do happen in here are gorgeous. They are detailed and they are well done. So I'm gonna give them a bit of a pass on that. X-O Manowar really is the perfect place to jump into if you're just starting to get into the Valiant universe. You don't need to know anything about the other characters in the Valiant universe or anything like that. It's literally the first book that came out when they rebooted the universe back in 2012. I dug the hell out of this. It's a blast all the way through. The action scenes are really awesome. There are some cool moments in here. There are a few twists and turns that, you know, you're gonna see coming. It's stereotypical stuff, but it's still a great ride all the way through. And if you are somebody that's tired of whatever the hell Marvel is doing with Iron Man over on their side of the pond, this is a perfect place to jump into. I rate my books on a pass, borrow, buy perfect scale, and hands down, I'm giving this one a buy. There you have it, guys, my review for the X-O Manowar Deluxe Edition hardcover. Thanks once again to Eric Stauffer, who sent me this book and told me, dude, I really want you to read this. I really want you to review this. I love it, and I want more of it now. So if this is your first time checking out my channel, I do weekly reviews of hardcovers, trade paperbacks, omnibuses, special editions, all that good stuff. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter. It's going to be found in the description below. And if you want to support this channel, Patreon is found in the description below. You know what to do. For as little as $1 a month, get some cool exclusive videos not seen anywhere else. I love you guys. Have a great week.